Spend as much time thinking about Assassin's Creed or lurking on Assassin's Creed fan forums as we do, and you'll know that there's one particular setting for the stab-happy series that fans have been clamouring to see for years now: Feudal Japan. It seemed those wishes wouldn't come true anytime soon, however, with publisher Ubisoft recently confirming the next Assassin's Creed, Valhalla, will have a distinctly Viking flavour. But ho! What should land in our laps but a lengthy gameplay demo of Ghost of Tsushima, the long-awaited samurai sim coming to the PlayStation 4 in July. And to our huge surprise, the game simply reeks of Assassin's Creed. And what a sweet smell that is. Dagger oil, mostly, and hay. It looks like dreams may come true after all. Here are just some of the ways Ghost of Tsushima could be the Assassin's Creed set in Japan you always wanted. One of the key parts of any Assassin's Creed game is the ability to sneak up on an unsuspecting target and take them out nice and quick-like. Stab, stab, stab. In Ghost of Tsushima, protagonist Jin is a samurai, but you are encouraged to try playing as what Sucker Punch calls the dishonourable ghost, which feels a bit salty. Okay, I know the Assassin's Creed series has often tackled the "are the assassins really the good guys if they sneak around stabbing people" question, but this is a little more on the nose. As the ghost, you can be just like any other assassin you've played as, using stealth to your advantage.
As the ghost, he'll use every dirty trick he can think up to even the odds.
I don't think it counts as dirty if there are 7 of them and 1 of me, Sucker Punch. Judgy. Just like Ezio or Cassandra, Jin will be able to sidle up to his enemies and cleanly assassinate them. Well, sort of cleanly. There is a lot of blood in a human body. But you'll also be able to chain assassinate to take out 2 enemies in quick succession, in order to save time and, more importantly, look really cool. Air assassinations are a regular feature in Assassin's Creed games, and Ghost of Tsushima also lets you take advantage of the higher ground. But if something goes wrong, assassin fan favourites such as smoke bombs can help you regain the upper hand. Plus, throwing knives or kunai can help Jin score quick multiple kills to thin enemy numbers. And like that one guy who would always try to run away from a fight in the Assassin's Creed games, some enemies fall to the ground in pure fear, leaving it up to you to decide whether you spare their lives honourably or... okay. Just like how Assassin's Creed Odyssey lets you pick a big fight if you want to, Ghost of Tsushima gives you the option to go in katana swinging, or more accurately, katana poised at the ready to deliver a critical blow. Like early Creed titles, combat is very much focused on parrying, using your enemy's attacks against them. Those put off by newer Assassin's Creed games' combat mechanics, where stabbing an enemy with a sword after a perfect parry doesn't necessarily kill your foe, will be happy to see that it really does seem to be one hit, one kill on a nicely timed counter in Ghost of Tsushima, and it's damn stylish. Even for regular non-counter hits, it only takes a couple of successful swings until your enemy is finally down, usually missing part of a limb. Soz. To give yourself an extra advantage against swordsmen, you can put Jin into different stances against differently armed foes. Much like how you had to switch up your approach to enemies in the Ezio games. Archery fans will be pleased to see that an arrow to the head is a literal one-shot, one-kill. And archery haters will be pleased to see that Jin can deflect arrows shot his way should he time it right, allowing you some defense against irritating ranged attacks. Look, archery is only cool when I do it, okay? In case you haven't noticed, Ubisoft are big fans of enemy camps you need to go and clear out, and they've been leaning on this mechanic in the Assassin's Creed series ever since the gang territories in Syndicate. Those of you who have watched this video up to this point, which I assume is all of you, otherwise you're watching videos wrong, may have noticed that your unfortunate enemies in the footage were in an encampment. Plus, if you look at the top left-hand corner, you might have spotted an area objective. By the looks of this, part of Jin's mission will be gradually dealing with invaders by taking land back from them camp by camp, alongside progressing in the main story missions, something that's bound to satisfy the brains of Assassin's Creed fans. However you liberate these outposts, you will get rewards such as an increase to your notoriety amongst the Mongol forces and resources which we'd imagine are for selling or crafting. Also, there are bonus objectives to some locations, so people used to 100% syncing their memories in the Assassin's Creed games can carry their completionist streak into Ghost of Tsushima as well. Just hope we don't have to tail anyone around and eavesdrop on their conversations. I'm a busy woman. Those who have played an Assassin's Creed game recently will be used to having an avian accomplice. In Origins, Bayek had a Benelli's eagle called Senu, in Odyssey your chosen sibling had the golden eagle Icarus, and in upcoming Valhalla, Ivor has a raven named Sinan. Even in the earlier games, non-bird owning assassins have been led to synchronization points with the help of eagles, and pigeons have gathered to mark eagle dive spots for any assassin needing to hurl themselves off a building without dying. The good news for birds is that it looks like their starring role in third-person action-adventure games is set to continue in Ghost of Tsushima. How so? Well, Ghost of Tsushima has some really interesting navigational tools. Not wanting to put waypoints anywhere, Sucker Punch is trying other ways of leading you around, such as letting you call a gust of wind to blow in the direction of your next destination. However, there are other pointers, such as smokestacks rising out of the greenery and, much to our delight, feathery friends. Sometimes while travelling around the island, a bird will fly alongside you and guide you to points of interest, whether that be hidden locations full of loot or people with interesting things to say.
Stay away, my lord! The spirits of vengeful samurai haunt this forest.
Thanks, Feathers! It's alright if I call you Feathers, yeah? The thing that's making us as Assassin's Creed fans most excited for Ghost of Tsushima is the story of Jin. Jin's battle against the Mongol invasion of Tsushima has a similar feel to the assassin's struggle against the might of the Templars, and with his ability to transform from samurai to ghost in order to protect his home, he really feels like a possible recruit for the Brotherhood. And speaking of transformations, much like the heroes in the Assassin's Creed series, you'll be able to customize Jin's looks. In line with the later games, you'll be able to choose different outfits and armor to give you different stats. And reminiscent of the Ezio trilogy, you'll be able to dye your clothing to make it exactly how you like it. To do this, you'll be picking flowers from around the island, and there are some really cool colour options and designs that we're looking forward to wasting hours deciding between before we spend a further 50 hours in photo mode. Assassins have always relied on horses to help them get around, usually just grabbing the nearest one they could get their hands on. But in the more recent games, you've had a horse friend that you can call upon, similar to the way you summon Roach in The Witcher 3. In Ghost of Tsushima, you'll also have a horse buddy called Nobu, a white horse who we immediately love and will protect with our lives. Nobu acts very much like your horses do in Origins and Odyssey, coming to you when you whistle for them and getting you from A to B much faster than you could manage on your rubbish bipedal human legs.
Faster, Nobu!
They'll rush you past enemies before they can spot you and bolt away from animals who might want to maul you, much like they're mauling this poor bloke. More importantly, like in recent Assassin's Creed games, you can loot from atop your horse, even at full gallop, thus avoiding the annoyance of having to stop every 5 minutes to get off your horse so you can go through an enemy's pockets. I'm looking at you, Red Dead Redemption 2. Assassin's Creed 3 may not be everyone's favourite game, in fact it may be remembered about as fondly as smallpox, but it did introduce something vitally important to the series: petting animals. Since then, Edward and Bayek have befriended various creatures as they've wandered around, helping us lose precious hours of our lives fussing over every cat we can find. And it seems that Ghost of Tsushima protagonist Jin isn't so much of a badass warrior that he won't stop to scritch the head of an adorable animal, which is lucky because birds and horses are not the only animals that will help Jin. Spot a fox and you can follow it to a hidden shrine. Honour these shrines and Jin can open up charm slots to alter various stats with different charms. We think these foxes should be thanked for their helpful guidance, and Sucker Punch have obliged, allowing us to pet their little fluffy heads. Oh! Game of the Year. So there are just a few things we saw in Ghost of Tsushima that reminded us of our favourite sneaky stabby series. What things caught your eye? Will you be playing the game in black and white or Japanese? Does this mean we'll never get Assassin's Creed Feudal Japan? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and please do click the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more Ghost of Tsushima in future.